Energy's the new currency. It's what I'm being told. So I'm just gonna let my energy flow. And I hope you get it. Where power reigns supreme. Energy's the currency that fuels our dreams. No more dollars, no more cents, just watts and volts. It's how we gon' pay the rent. Oh baby, it's energy. No more gold and silver, it's the brand new currency called energy. Energy's the key. Some say it's the fortune and fame, but all I keep seeing is the currency. I keep hearing energy. Energy, energy, charging up lives, setting up some free lights within us, playing chess in 3D. From the morning's light to the midnight hour, our energy is the source that gives us that righteous power. From the morning's light to the midnight hour. Hey, what's going on? What's popping, y'all? It's been a minute, a long minute. But I have been minding my mind as I usually do. I mind my mind, my business. And I forgot to mind my heart. I forgot to mind my heart. Happy New Year, everyone. I've seen y'all all around there. I've seen everyone. But just in case you didn't see me, I'm here. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Even though in March we know it's the real New Year. I get that. I know the whole calendar. We spoke about this on Hear Me Out Poetry Live. Shout out to all those that are watching. I see that you're watching and I appreciate you. We all do. But this right here is called Minding My Heart with Dr. Poetry Isabella Bay. Izzy, if you love me. And something interesting happened today. I was on stereo. Shout out to stereo. And I was minding my own business. But I was listening into a show called, well, it's AMAC show. It's the AMAC show. I don't know what he calls it. Shout out to you, AMAC. But I forgot about something. I forgot to mind my heart. I totally forgot to mind my heart. I really did. I was doing so many things. I was actually multitasking. I'm on medical leave. I've been on medical leave for a while. Taking care of my affairs. Health comes first. And I forgot. I'm even breathing hard right now. I forgot to mind my heart. I forgot that today, 6 years ago, on a day like today, my father passed away. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Like, I forgot so I was going through it for a second. I was like, oh, today my father died. And that's been happening. Is it okay to forget? Is it? Is it okay to forget? Well, today I want to have a conversation with everyone out there. I'm actually want to talk to you guys. I'm having problems with this wire. Oh, who cares? It's yellow. It doesn't go with this outfit. It's all right. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, the whole thing is, I was there for a second. I was like, wow, because he was having a conversation about his father. He was remembering. He was just having a beautiful conversation with the listeners. And I was listening as I was moving around and doing what I'm doing here. And he said, oh, my father, he was just talking, honoring his dad, the memories. And he mentioned he mentioned the anniversary of the death of a loved one in December. And I know how I'm built. I'm the type of person that I don't like to stay in emotion too much. I don't want to be sad. I just keep busy. That's probably why I'm always busy too. Just escapism, but that's a different story. Guilty. But I was very, very kind of thrown off by that today. I was like, whoa, today's January 8th. So I want to talk about that today. Is it okay to forget? Understanding memory, healing, and honoring our loved ones. Losing someone we love reshapes us. In the early days, their birthday, their favorite song, the day they passed. All of it feels sharp, vivid, impossible to forget. But as the years move forward, something crazy happens, like today. The date fades, the reminders soften. We suddenly realize we missed an anniversary or didn't even remember their birthday until it had already passed. And then that guilt that I heard earlier comes in. But here's the truth that nobody wants to talk about. Forgetting dates does not mean forgetting love. It means you are human and our mind is doing what it needs to do. It's designed to do that. It's supposed to help us live, adapt, and heal. Why we forget the dates of our loved ones, their lives, their memory when they died. It's living, it's a system. This is how we are. We prioritize. We need to function in this present right now. So over time, several things happen. Our brain naturally softens painful memories. And in the beginning, grief is overwhelming. And some of us work differently. As healing begins, the intensity decreases. And I know for me, my brain stops flagging those dates as urgent. And we remember those experiences more than calendar dates. And what stays with us is his laughter, his smile, wisdom, the way we hugged, the lessons that they left behind. And those dates are important to me. They're symbolic because it's what life has for us. It keeps us moving. We build these new routines, we have all these responsibilities. We make space for the present. This isn't moving on, it's moving forward. It's okay. Grief evolves. Later grief gets quiet. Quiet grief doesn't track dates. It shows up in unexpected moments. Like shopping for a card. I remember I was doing my Christmas gifts, my Christmas shopping, and I got all this grief out of nowhere. I talked about it. But does forgetting mean you're healing? And in many ways, yes. Healing doesn't exercise always love, but it's healing. It simply means that the pain is no longer controlling my life. And when you forget a date, it's not a sign of indifference. It's a sign that your nervous system is stabilizing your heart, like it's getting together. It's putting it all together. Healing is not forgetting the person. It's not to live with the love instead of the wound. And I want to learn how to honor my dad without feeling guilty, and my mom, because it's practically losing a mom when you know that she's already kind of. This year was different for all of us. My sisters and I, it felt like we were mourning our mom. And so I had to put my stuff with my mom. And then, because she's there, she looks like she's having fun, but is that enough? We try to create these rituals, right? That are not tied to that specific date. But I kind of light a candle, or I probably cook something. Or today, well, what I did in Amax room is that I just was like, hey, can you play? I played the song. I shared it. He played it. It reminded me a lot of him. So we do all these things. If they taught me kindness, if they taught you kindness, patience, courage, humor, embody it. But release that guilt. I'm speaking for me. I'm telling you what I'm doing for me. Love is not measured by dates, y'all. It's how deeply someone shaped your life. Speak their name. Say it. Because a calendar shouldn't be the tool, right? Or whatever you use to remind you. Forgetting a person doesn't mean you forgot the person. Forgetting their dates doesn't mean you forgot them. You got to understand these things. You're not losing them. They're not lost. They are carried. Our memories, our choices, our values, our stories, our growth, oh my God, is far more powerful. And that's all I wanted to say to you guys. Because when I think about that, I say to myself, losing someone reshapes me. It really, really does. It reshaped me completely. I said this at the beginning of this conversation. I'm just remembering how I was when it happened. And
I am so glad in a way because I was saying to myself, I was like, okay, I forgot. So that means I forgot the date. Didn't even think about it. And I've been up all around, take hello, the phone, everything says the date on it, on the laptop, on the phone. You get text messages, you read them, you have all this stuff going on. And I'm constantly bombarded with messages because I thankfully my business is going well. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, God. Everything has been going well. Um, and we're healing. But that to me was a big one for me today. And for the past few weeks, you see at the beginning of it, I used to be the beginning of it. What I mean, the beginning of my morning, when he didn't even make a year dead, I was already kind of like not I wasn't the type to cry about anything, none of that. I didn't even cry when he died. I was just kind of like, I was in my way. I think it was maybe like a year later, I might have kind of started sinking in with the grieving process. It took me a year. And sometimes I'll have a conversation with someone about whatever it is, and they bring up a story about their relatives, and it kind of reminds me of what I used to share with him because it wasn't so perfect. There was a lot of stuff going on. I didn't really get along with his wife, if you want to call her that. I really didn't get along with her like that. I tried to. I did it for him. So when they're gone, I feel like I couldn't really tell him what I wanted to say. So, and I'm laughing. I laugh. I'm that person. I laugh when I'm about to either smack you or I'm kind of like sad about something. I'm strange. So sorry. Sorry but not sorry. This is who I am. Um I just know that we feel guilty sometimes about certain things, right? And here's the thing about healing. Nobody tells you this. This is something we are figuring things out on our own. It doesn't matter how old we are. We have to figure things out on our own. And I say that because no matter how old you are, we we put healing like in the things to do list, right? We often say, "Hey, I'm growing, chill. I'm cool. I'm loving light, but I'm healing." The truth is, we're never done healing, and I say that all the time. It doesn't mean that we're never gonna forget our loved ones, but we're never done healing from when we're never gonna forget them. We're gonna forget sometimes that horrible feeling of when it happened. So I like to think that my nervous system, by the way, shout out to my nervous system because it's healing. It sure is. Um, I have good days and I have bad days. And one of the things that my nervous system is trying to tell me is you don't have time to be crying or feeling sad about things. You have to heal. You have to heal. So I'm not going to send the message to you, to your body, so that you can start going into fight or flight mode. And I felt that. I felt that. I felt that deeply. I really, truly felt that deeply. I think we all have to find a way of not feeling guilty, not feeling guilty about anything. I don't want to feel guilty about anything. I mean, think about it. How many times we thought we were going to, I don't know, always be crying after, because it's a big one, right? It's like when our parents pass. Like, I'm still in shock about my mom's memory going. Like, when I look at my sister Julie and I look at my sister Jess and I see them, and I'm kind of like, when they're dealing with mom, I'm like, I'm saying a lot right now. We are built, we are these organisms that are created so that we can be so strong emotionally, right? We're supposed to be grounded and emotionally intelligent people. right? Because we forget that our body goes to work. Our body's telling us, our whole temple is telling us, listen, you went through that, you had a really tough time, it's okay, it's over. However, you can honor whoever you lost in the most beautiful way. It's okay. And I think I had to tell myself that. I had to convince myself that. In fact, I'm doing that probably right now. Maybe I'm talking right now about this because I'm still processing that. Does that make any sense to anybody out there? Because I'm processing. I'm like, why? You're probably like, okay, we knew that. Maybe you did. I didn't. Um, and so when I speak of minding my heart, I've been minding my mind, right? Because when it comes to watching how my mom is dealing and battling her condition, I noticed that there are things that, well, they're hurtful. Hurtful in the sense that it's an it's a reality check for all of us. One minute you are vibrant, you're a butterfly, you're just all over the place, you're the mom, you know, and then all of a sudden you can't remember anything. You're getting older. She's in her 80s, and it makes me think about how do I want to what happened if I lost my memory? How does that work? You know, how does memory work when it comes to remembering? Because there are a lot of things that I bury, you know, my mental, like there's certain, because that's how dope the body is. That's how beautiful human beings, the way our creator created us. You know, we go into, a lot of people call it dissociation, right? When you're going through that whole horrible experience that I've been there. Okay, I'll give you a good example of my life. I don't know, I can't speak for you guys, but I'll say this. I was duct taped to the ground, execution style, with a 9 millimeter to my head back in 1997. And I remember how I felt that day when that happened. I was so calm on the outside because that's who I am. I was like, so like, I was like, boom. I was, and then my mind, my body was speaking to me like, breathe, take, and I've always been this way, I guess. It started early. It started early when I was a kid. You know, take a deep breath. And then the person that was also duct taped to the ground, she was pregnant. You know, she had a belly. And all I could think of, oh shit, I'm gonna die right now. Like I really was thinking that. I was like, I'm gonna die right now. But I remember saying to myself, and I remember speaking to Jesus. That's the thing. I thought I was gonna die. I thought they were gonna kill me. So I was in there like, you know, Jesus loves me. This I know. For the Bible tells me so. Back then I was really into, in my mind, there's a lot of things. I'm not saying that I don't believe that. I just wouldn't. I don't know what I would have done. See, that happened. See, I was surprised at that too, because I'm not the type to go to church like that. But I was raised a Catholic, and I was raised love Jesus, to go to Jesus, to go to God. If something like, you know what I mean? Even the atheist, I think if you throw him out the window, he's screaming out, "Oh my God!" You know what I mean? And he doesn't believe in God, but it's like automatic. I went straight to Jesus. And I remember saying, Jesus loves me. Jesus loves me. For the Bible tells me so. Jesus loves me. Like inside when I was duct taped to the ground. Okay. And they had the gun, they were doing whatever. And when I remember that I felt like I had to be a totally different person. And this is what I mean about the body. I think the body is so dope. The way our brain works, the way everything came. It was basically saying, Izzy, Isabella Bay, Dr. Poetry, my government name. It was speaking to me saying, stay still, be all right, take a deep breath, don't look at this. I felt the commands coming at me, and I wasn't a cop back then. I was in my 20s. It is going to be okay. Like I went into that mode, and then I just went, okay, well, then Jesus loves me. And it was like I became someone else. And then after everything happened, sure, post-traumatic stress disorder, I'm definitely going to check the door if you knock on my door And now I'm so experienced with weapons that I wish you would knock on my door. But all of that makes us feel sometimes, I say we because I know there's a lot of people who can relate. We sometimes are guilty when we forget certain things, even the death of your loved one. And I say that because lately I'm hearing a lot of conversations and a lot of people having situations, and people come to me and talk to me. And that was another thing I forgot about. But I like what I was reading the other day. It stated that the reason why you don't remember those things sometimes, or you're forgetting them, a lot of times we bury it. I buried a lot so that I can survive. That's what the body does. It says you don't need that right now. You need to heal. Like you need to physically heal. Well, remember those emotional things later. They'll come later. It'll show up like PTSD, fibromyalgia. But right now, we need you to heal your body, heal your body. That's what your body's telling you. Heal. I know that's what I felt. So when it comes to Dad, I'm thinking it somehow I'm remembering how I kind of like was so in shock that when he passed away, the way it went down, that there were certain steps. The first step that I felt was anger. I went straight to anger. Everyone grieves differently, but I went straight to anger. So I couldn't cry, couldn't get emotional. That was my emotion, anger. And it took like a year. Then I was like, okay, I went through it, a little here and there. But I felt kind of guilty today because I was like, oh shit, I totally forgot. Like I really forgot. Like I usually try to, okay, I don't know. And these are rituals probably. We don't even know why we do it. I don't know. But I'm going to take a quick commercial break here because I want you guys, I think you've heard this one before and you've seen this one before. It's called healing. And it looks different for so many different people. Different folks for different strokes for different folks. It looks different for a lot of people. I call this one healing. We're never done healing, y'all. There's always some, even if you think you're healing from one thing, because if it didn't bother me, I wouldn't be having this conversation, right? If it didn't bother me, I wouldn't be having this conversation. If I don't address certain things, that means I don't really want to have a conversation. I don't care. But if I address something, I care. This is something I care about. Because the first thing I asked myself was, oh shit, that means I don't care anymore. Do I even care? Did he pass? Where am I? I'm such an Aquarius. If you're saying to yourself, why? Who cares? So what? That happened. I don't suffer from anxiety, but I do. Everything has to be analyzed sometimes. I'm one of them people, and I wanted to analyze that today. I was like, okay, so I forgot. Totally forgot that today's the day he died. And I should have remembered. But I'm not mad at that. I get it. I think I'm getting it. Okay, this is called healing. If you guys don't know, it's called healing. And I wrote this for obvious reasons. I'll see you in a minute. I am more than just an identity. I'm not just an idea, a concept, or an afterthought. I have to trust my soul. I'm trying to open up to be the individual within the collective, to be greater us, to be the greater us. And I know now I have an interest in the technology of my body. It's more than just an awakening. I realize it feels like I'm constantly seeking connectivity, understanding of self. I see myself transform through my ego, and it has helped me to survive. And I cannot allow it to control me. Allowing my heart to channel is flowing. It's a place where I can free the ego that's causing barricades in my solutions, my ability to execute these poetic expressions. I find my heart to be the place where my healing dismisses external power struggles, where my mind translates healthy emotions. I once thought they were lacking stability, truly fearful of inconsistency, enforcing the act and the application of my own discernment, intuition, maintaining an undeniable motivation, pouring into my higher self. Regardless of any disconnections of the fields of intelligence, it's when I tap into my infinite potential. In truth, it reaches all of my flow state, breaking free from man-made identities, when now I can connect to my authentic essence of who I truly am. I can receive guidance, feeling as though I'm in a trance, channeling, embodying my essence. It's been a while moving forward towards source, no longer ignoring contact connection through poetry. I am tapping into my many fields, attracting the synchronization that I manifested. And I read the time on the microwave, and it's 5:55, and I'm leveling up, changing for the better, keeping the momentum going. My desire to want to learn more and more, and now I read, it's 4:44 on my phone. Clarity, decisiveness, it's what I've been preparing for, finally coming into fruition, tapping into my intuition, applying my desire to answer to life. It's calling me to heal, heal, heal. I'm healing me, the being compassionate being, the being within me, while expanding and returning to harmony, truly celebrating the freeing of thyself from the egocentric identity while respecting my essence. Knock, knock, who's there? It's transcendence, and it feels like I'm that girl walking on fire. Rewire thoughts to nurture my expansion, loving on nature while loving on me, loving that being in me. I am more than just a man-made identity. I'm healing, I'm honoring the being within me, desperately needing me. I am healing, allowing my heart to channel. It's flowing. It's a place where I can free the ego that's causing barricades in my solutions and my ability to execute these poetic expressions. I'm not just an idea, a concept, or an afterthought. I'm healing. I'm Dr. Poetry. I love that. We are healing. Let me just tell you, it's all right. We got to be compassionate with ourselves, because, memory is going to fade. Not because love fades, but because the heart slowly learns how to carry loss without breaking under its weight. So forgetting a date, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm saying this because I'm not the only one that feels this way, y'all. I'm not the only person that feels this. You know that. It comes in different forms. It just does. And I wanted to just speak on that today. I felt that, I don't know, spirit was speaking to me, maybe. I don't know. No. But I know if I was to pass away, if I was to move on to the other realms, if I was to move on to that beautiful other dimension that we're supposed to be going to, I don't want my family to mourn me. I don't want anyone to be like that. I know it's going to be hard for folks to do that, but it's a time to have a conversation about everything. I like rituals sometimes. Call me witchy poo if you want. I love rituals. I do. I like nice rituals, not those ugly things that go out there, the diabolical stuff. You know what's a ritual? Getting my nails done. That's a ritual. Feels good. Cutting my ends to my hair. That's a ritual. Cooking certain things when like for the fall. During the fall, I love cinnamon. I love apple spices. I love that all the time. I love canela. I love all those things. So if I have it and I want to put it, I like to smell. There's certain things I like to do, especially when I'm in the shower. I love it. You know what I mean? When you're in the shower, stop getting so nasty. No, when you're in the shower, you're having like those moments where you're kind of scrubbing and you're doing all the exfoliation and you go to the spa. Those are rituals for me. Those are rituals. I like rituals. I love it. I love it. But it's okay to have those also when someone passed away and you want to kind of do something special. It doesn't have to be an altar. You don't have to have candles everywhere. You're not sacrificing anyone. But it's okay. It's okay to have some, I don't know, cook a meal if you feel it. It shouldn't be obligated. And the reason why I speak of death is because one thing I know for sure is that I don't want anyone in my family to have to visit a cemetery to honor me on any anniversary. For my birthday, Christmas, I don't want flowers in a cold cemetery somewhere. I want, if they ever felt like they missed me or they kind of like whatever, they could do whatever they want. But I would love for people to honor me in the sense that you could, I want to be a tree. See these trees back here? Like, these leaves and all that. I would love to be that. Like, go back, just let it grow, have somebody sit there and on a bench with my name on it if you want. I would like that. Or just, people just being together, having a, I don't know. I think those are the things I like. If you want to hear poetry, that's gonna be, hey, that's a legacy right there. You have poetry. Yeah, it lives forever. It lives forever. I don't have children. I have my poetry. I want that, right? What I do not want is anyone to feel guilty like I was feeling guilty earlier today when I realized I forgot my father's death anniversary. That's sick, right? That's even sick right there. Why I got to remember the day he died? Are we supposed to remember the day no. I don't think it's important. But it is important to see how we move. It's important to be compassionate with yourself. We're the ones that are still here. So it's okay if our memory fades. And I keep saying this, memory fades, not because love fades, but because the heart slowly learns how to carry loss without breaking under its weight. So forgetting a date is not a failure. It's a sign that our mind is protecting us. It's helping us live in that present now while still holding on to our person that we lost. And at the same time, losing a parent to dementia. In my case, my mom is alive, but I felt like I lost her because she's still alive, but I'm mourning the parts of her that's slipping away. Those conversations that no longer make sense, the memories that I can't return to. So this kind of loss is exhausting, confusing, and I don't know, deeply emotional, if you want to call that. But it is normal to feel overwhelmed, guilty, or torn between holding on and letting go. Healing in both situations requires what? Gentleness. It means allowing ourselves to be human, and I'm doing that. It means accepting that love does not depend on perfect memory. It means recognizing that grief, it changes and shapes us over time. And sometimes real sharp, sometimes quiet, sometimes mixed with relief and sadness. I laugh sometimes, but I'm also numb. So self-compassion looks like giving yourself permission to forget dates without judging yourself, honoring your loved one in small, natural ways instead of forced rituals. It's all right. And it's okay if you're watching your parent fade away. Do what you can while you're there. Just know that it's a process. You're not forgetting them. You're just processing. So you have to learn how to live with that love in a new form. It doesn't demand pain for it to be happening. You don't have to be all messed up. It's okay to be all together. It's okay. It's okay. And I say that because sometimes we forget. We forget a lot. We're living in times where everything is like boom, boom, boom. If you're like me, I am like, I don't have time for the stupidity. I got boom, 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 boom. I'm working, I'm doing stuff, and I'm not feeling good. I have my own issues. My God. Whew, I have my own stuff going on. That's why I say the body, God, shout out to God, because he created I could be going through so much and I still manage to get up every day. I'm still here, still standing. I'm still standing. I'm still breathing while I look at my mom with an oxygen mask, dance salsa. I'm her daughter. I'm not surprised that I'm strong. I don't know. She wasn't supposed to be here. She's still here. It's when she's ready to go. So I'm thankful for that. But we have to learn we are we have to learn ways to live with and that's why I keep saying shout out to God with the body and the way we were created. Everything has purpose. Everything has purpose. And I'm saying this because I feel like I have this purpose of when not being able to understand certain things, when things are supposed to break me or make me feel angry or triggered or act a certain way, I have the ability now to just be like, okay, it's so different now. And I was feeling a little bit not, I wasn't giving myself compassion earlier today when I said, oh, shoot, I forgot. Okay, that's what I did wrong. Because when things been going so smoothly you're managing everything. You're standing up, you're healing, you're taking care of your body, your mind, your soul. You're doing what you have to do. You're seeing things clearly, clearly. But it was like an oops today. Dad, I forgot. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm gonna say this. I'm not exaggerating because although I don't speak on a lot of things, they're part of me. And so it's okay if we forget because we're so busy what they call lifing. Life is life, and we're so busy living in life right now. We should not be mourning anyone. And that's why I spoke about this. It's okay. That means your body's telling you, our system, this beautiful thing that God created, is that we are healing. We don't always have to uh, think about those moments because it's not a birthday. It's not a Christmas. I forgot. I remembered him. Maybe my brain is healing and saying you don't have to remember the day he died. You don't have to remember that. And does it for me. I'm on automatic over here. My body's like, Izzy, you don't got to remember that. It's okay. You don't got to take care of that neither. Girl, go do some poetry. Stop worrying about the day he died. He died. He's gone. Keep it moving. It's a feeling. It'll go away. That's what I feel my body's telling me. It's all right. Whew. So we are learning to live with love in a new form. I'll say that again. We are learning to live with love in a new form. It doesn't demand pain. It doesn't demand pain. It doesn't demand tears. It doesn't demand you to go over and over and over again. Oh my God, I remember that. Oh God, I was angry. We go through hell sometimes and we want to show everybody the pictures when we went to hell. That's another, don't do that. Don't do it. Not everybody gives a shit. Not everybody gives a shit. You could be in hell and you got folks that keep you there. Don't tell everybody when you're in hell. Stop showing your pictures because they'll hold on to the negatives and the day you don't want to, they'll bring it out. So I'm just saying. That's why you got to be like me. Don't give a fuck. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. Care. You should care. I'm just being honest. All right. I'm having a simple conversation here with you. I'm just being honest. It's true, though. It's true. Come on now. We're so used to being in pain, especially when we lose someone. We want to honor the day that they died. Listen, whatever works for you. I know it's not working for me because even my body's like, oh, you thought you were going to do that thing you do every year? You stay home and you get all sad the day January 8th comes by. You wear all black. Although I was wearing all black today, which was weird. I was actually wearing all black. That's the most weirdest thing. I was wearing all black. Whew, I was wearing all black. That's another topic, though. That's another conversation. That's a cosmic oracle conversation, because all black, that's it's not the first time that happens neither. It's like your mind is on automatic. It's on autopilot. It's doing it for you. But my being, the being in me, my heart was like, it was strange. And I didn't even want to go into Amac's room because I was so busy. I was charging my phone. I was so busy. I didn't want to be on stereo because I get distracted sometimes. You know, I'm in everything. I'm in all the channels. I'm listening. I'm typing. I'm going onto these different laptops. And so when I went into the room, I said, okay, he was talking about, it was cool. I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen, but I was typing, checking things. Okay, I'm doing this, planning for the show. Don't forget Saturday, hear me on Poetry Live. Just checking some stuff, crossing my T's, dotting my I's. And then all of a sudden, he started talking about his dad. And that's how life is, the irony of it all. There's no coincidences. There is none. I went in there, he started speaking. But I think it was all set up this way. I think whatever the universe is telling me that I wanted this to happen this way. God is like, this is the way I want to tell you that today you don't get to mourn. Today you get to talk about it. You get to talk about it. You get to say what others may be experiencing. Prepare yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Because healing, and this is what I got, this is the aha moment, it's not about holding on to things tightly. Nuh-uh. I'm not one to hold on to anything that doesn't want to be held. But when it comes to my dad, it was a little different. I think it's not about holding on to their memory tight. Like, I'm not going to forget you. I'm not going to forget you. And I'm doing this with my mom right now. So this is what it is. Mom, I'm thinking about my mom right now. That's like all I think about when I'm here. You know, that's why my fibromyalgia between the police department and my mother, they're both competing to who has my attention the most. But that's a different story. Woo! I got to slow down. I need to sing or something because I'm already like, there are moments I want to be like, But anyway, between my mom and the police department, they have my full attention. Honors to all my coworkers, by the way. Honors. All the good honors to you. I'm healing, yeah. I'm healing. So the whole point of the story is, the whole point of this situation is that it's not about holding on to the memory. It's not about holding on to that memory tight like I've been doing. It's about carrying them. I'm in my feelings. It's about carrying them. Whoever you love, carry them gently. Carry them gently to your heart. It's not about holding them tight. It's about carrying them gently. Be gentle with yourself, but be gentle when you're carrying that memory. I think that's the best compassion you could ever have for yourself. There has to be balance. Shout out to Doc Bay. Power up. Balance is key. We got to have balance. Yeah, we do. We really do. Speaking about balance, I have one more video. All right, I'm going to change the subject just a little bit. This one's called the War on Balance. Yeah, I'm tired of hearing all the toxic masculinity and femininity. You said boring. Oh my God, I'm so bored. Stop it already. Stop fighting so much. My goodness. While everybody's fighting and talking, I'm so busy taking care of business. The War on Balance is for you. Man, we're living in a world that worships the don't push me because I'm close to the edge creed, where extremes are kings and queens, nuances are exiled like rhetoric heretics, and balance is too quiet to trend, it's too complex to go viral, it's too human to be binary. And we speak of emotions like they're enemies. You know, they're told to man up or calm down, as if feeling deeply is a flaw. You know, repugnant, as if our hearts must be either fortress or a flood. But what is the strength? It's not the absence of tears, but the courage to hold them without drowning. Why are we debating identity like it's a courtroom drama? Why are we sexually dissecting identity under neon lights? Like why? As if love must be labeled, boxed, and filed alphabetically and chronologically. But identity is not a thesis to be defended. It's a poem. It's a poem still being written. It's the balance between knowing and becoming. Don't get me started on gender. Gender? We've turned it into a battlefield. Masculinity must be steel. Femininity must be silk. But what of the man who protects with gentleness? What of the woman who nurtures with fire? We forget the lioness hunts, the stallion watches the herd, and nature never asks permission to blur the lines, but the media scripts the spectacle. It doesn't seek truth, it seeks traction. It doesn't ask for balance, it demands a villain. So toxic masculinity becomes the headline, but never the healing. We see the abuser, but not the boy, taught to bury his softness within all those different ways of denial, phases of internal rejection of one's own softness. We shame the aggression, but we never ask. We never question the culture that equates vulnerability. And you hear me speak of vulnerability because they see it as weakness. And now toxic femininity enters the frame, enters the room, a counter-narrative. And I still see it like a cartoon because it has its ways of manipulative and vain entitlement, flattening into these tropes for algorithms to feast on. But where's the space to ask what wounds taught her to weaponize her worth? What systems taught her that power must come at someone else's expense? I mean, we say a woman must choose nurturer or leader. Why not both? Why not the hand that rocks the cradle also write policy, build empires? Why we can't protect a man? We say a man must be a protector, but never protected. Balance is not the enemy. It is a bridge between emotion and reason, between identity and expression, between the masculine and the feminine that live in all of us. So stop. Don't be fearing the center. Let us not mock the middle. Let us learn to live in the tension and call it wholeness. I'm Dr. Poetry. Yeah, all of that. Absolutely. Well, I'm just saying. Let's get back. In the end, being kind to yourself is part of healing, y'all. Forgetting a date doesn't mean forgetting the person. It simply means your heart is learning how to carry loss without breaking. When a parent like mine is still alive, but fading through dementia, our grief is real and it's all layered up and ongoing. But through it all, have compassion for yourself. It's your anchor. Let yourself remember in your own way at your own pace. Honor the love, release the guilt, and trust that healing doesn't erase the bond. I like to think that it transforms it into something, quieter, deeper, and always present. I can't even say it. I'm having trouble saying it. It transforms into something quieter, deeper, and always present. Believe it. I'm saying this because I'm trying to convince myself. Because it's true. I've seen it in the past. It's happening now with Mom. So keep your head up, like Tupac used to say, right? Anyway, I love y'all. I'm around. I'll be here. I am taking care of business as usual. Izzy Get Busy, Dr. Poetry, Isabella Bay. I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. I'll see y'all on Saturday. Don't forget, we're around there, y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. I love.
Energy is the new currency. It's what I'm being told. So I'm just gonna let my energy flow. And I hope you get it. where power reigns supreme. Energy's the currency that fuels our dreams. No more dollars, no more cents, just watts and volts. That's how we gon' pay the rent. Oh baby, it's energy. No more gold and silver, it's the brand new currency called energy. Energy's the key. Some say it's the fortune and fame, but all I keep seeing is the currency. I keep hearing energy. Energy, energy, charging up lives, setting up some free lights within us, playing chess in 3D. From the morning's light to the midnight hour, our energy is the source that gives us that righteous power. From the morning's light